Hello and welcome to the Game of Miles podcast, where we take a game of inches and turn it into 1,000 miles. We are in championship/Squid Bowl week, boys, week 17 of the league. You got 3 of the contestants here with you today, and I got to tell you, we're nervous, but we're ready to give you a great podcast, so buckle up and here we go.
All right.
Dude, welcome. Championship week.
I know. This is so much more relevant with us 3 being the podcast people. And
it's almost like it was destined to be that way.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means for me, but yeah, for you guys, I'm super happy for you. Oh man.
Well, destined as in any of us could have been the squid, but was, us 3 involved in the final week.
It was destiny for content creation. How about that?
It was.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Nice. All right. Well, let's get through our normal segments first and get the boring stuff out of the way. Not to say that the Commission's Corner is boring by any means, but we really want to recap last week and look forward to this week. So with that being said, Posh, what do you have? This is the last Commission's Corner of the year.
It is. And since it is the last Commission's Corner, it is kind of boring. Everything is tidied up. Landon, I confirmed with him today, he has fixed a trophy that was broken, that fell off of his couch on the Game of Miles podcast, I believe 2 years ago. So no one knew if it was fixed or not, but it confirmed it is fixed and ready for a new owner for the year. Next up would be the 30th. We have Jess Williams' birthday party on Friday, December 30th. We will be starting at Tom's Town, maybe for a drink or two, have an old-fashioned, a martini, whatever you want to do. And then we're going to go bar hopping, whether that be to Crossroads, go down to South would be, what would that be South? What's the game bar?
iTest?
No, the game where all the games are. I don't know. Anyways, around that area, we could go either way, whatever Jess wants to do. Willie, 6:30. Is that what time you want to start at Tom's Town?
6:30 is the plan to be at Tom's Town, and then after that, we don't really know where we're going yet. We'll just
we're just going to wing it.
Yep.
And so that should be fun. Yeah. And then I also received a text today about the annual playoff watch party. So details still to come on that, but just let you guys know it's in the works. Obviously, got to get the playoff schedule, and we'll do our annual Chiefs watch party with everyone there, have a good time, and hopefully get a W for the Chiefs.
Yeah, we got to see if we're going to be the 1 seed or not. So it depends.
That's right. Still a lot to play out.
The week, yeah.
But either way, there will be a playoff game at some point, and we will all get together for that. So a lot of good stuff coming up.
All right.
Love it. Up, down. I just looked it up.
Up, down. I could not remember the name of it for the life of me.
It was going to drive me crazy the whole time, so I filled it
up, down. So, yeah, we could go either way, north or south of Tom's Town. There's a lot right there. So we'll find whatever Jess wants to do. We're, we're there to follow. Do whatever she wants.
We'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right. Well, we don't have any crazy commercials or guests today. It's just going to be us. So, but what we really want to do is look at last week and kind of recap what could be dubbed as the best playoff week in fantasy football history, and as far as our league goes. We've been doing this. This is our 10th year, and I can't remember a playoff week that had so much on the line with close games, anomalies as far as players scoring very little or players going off. Freaking Tyler Higbee. We'll get there in a minute. But yeah, so Willie, maybe we can break down your game first. So you played Rich.
I'm going to bring it up on the screen here, so give me a second.
As a recap, Willie was favored slightly in this one in the Treasurer's Chest, -5.5, and got the dub, obviously, but did not cover. So the odds boost with the Treasurer's Chest was on Rich. Must have been trying to hedge a lot of bets that were going on Willie, but Rich did cover. I don't know. Did you lose or did you win by less than 2?
Yes.
I pulled it up here.
1.5.
Yeah, it was 93.26 to 91.7. So
I know you
Very
got it up on the
close.
screen there. Willie, from your perspective, as someone in the what was the difference maker to you? Just like going looking at the people and what they scored.
So I'll start with the quarterbacks. Happy with Cousins. He's been good for me in the postseason. I was really worried because Joe Burrow had like 20 points in the first half, and then ended with like 23. I mean, it was like,
Oh wow, I didn't know
it
that.
was wild how quick they scored, and then they didn't really do much after that, and then New England was kind of coming back. So that had me worried, and all of it, and like Jamar Chase had 0 and Burrow had like 20. He'd thrown a couple touchdowns like T. Higgins or some and a tight end or something. So that had me worried. Derrick Henry, who we'll get to in a minute. But he did what he normally does. I mean, like 17, and it was almost a little bit disappointing. But 12 out of McCaffrey was big. I do want to say I played Latavius Murray. If I had played Cordell Patterson, I would not be in the championship. So glad that Murray got that 2-point conversion.
Or else
That was big. He had Waddle go off for 22, and I had Hopkins get 0.9 with Trace McSorley or whatever that guy's name is. We found the one quarterback that can't throw Hopkins the ball because he's been very quarterback proof, I would say, his whole career.
And as a guy that came from the Houston Texans, that's pretty hard to do.
Yeah. Jamar Chase only with 9.9, so that was a bit of a bummer, but he had Zay Jones go for 1.6. Zay Jones was big. Gerald Everett did not score on Monday Night Football. Didn't have a catch. Didn't have anything.
To me, that was the game changer right there.
I don't think he had a target.
No, he didn't.
So it seemed like the biggest thing because it happened on Monday Night Football. While Keenan Allen got 14
Every targets.
Yeah, 14 targets, 11 receptions for 104 yards, and was about 3 inches away from having a lot more and a touchdown.
And looking back, I know there's a lot going on watching it, but Keenan Allen had, I'm going to go ahead and say 70% of the targets. Mike Williams only had how many targets did he have?
Yeah,
4?
he was really not throwing the ball anywhere.
And
else.
then Josh Palmer had, I think, 3 catches. Who's on my team? So
it was all the Keenan Allen show.
It was all the Keenan Allen show on Monday night.
So Herbert had 24 completions. I just looked in that game.
14 targets.
14.
So 14 of his 24. Only 10 went to other people. I bet half of those were to Eckler.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Eckler. Yeah.
So
and that was his completions. But anyway, for sure, it's like huge target share there.
Yeah. So that was big.
Yeah.
But I don't know. McCaffrey only having 12 was big. We both had players just underperform, I would say. So I just happened to be the guy who underperformed a little bit less, to be honest. So, anyways, that was our.
I mean, I'm with you. I mean, Jake referenced it with Everett having 0, but Hopkins had 0.9.
Right.
To me,
basically 0.
It's way more of a letdown. A tight end is so volatile. That is so much more of an anomaly. Zay Jones, he is the number 22 wide receiver, so to have 1.6, but that could happen. So I don't know. Both of you guys had huge guys, but to me, really, the story is if you would have said, "Hey, Willie, you're gonna have Hopkins get less than a point, and you're still gonna win," I don't think you would believe me.
No, I forgot to mention he also had Aaron Jones, who only had 4.4.
Yeah,
so that was
you did reference this last week.
Yep.
This was kind of the funny thing. This is the trade last year for keepers.
Yep.
And
to keep him in it. Yeah, because I took Henry when he was injured, and I gave him a healthy Aaron Jones. Dylan was not what Dylan is this season, and so that kept Rich in it last year. But that turned out to be really big. He had 6 carries for 20. Aaron Jones 6 carries, 25 yards, 2 receptions, 9 yards.
So
that was big.
As we get out of keepers in the league, it's just kind of funny to see how those actually pan out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Do you want any comments on it?
No, I think you guys pretty much hit it. I mean, the only thing that I was looking at, I'm looking at the bench. Rich had Deontay Foreman, 22.5 on the bench.
Yeah, that should have
Sitting
been
there,
his
but
play
then
instead
again,
of Zay Jones.
you're not starting him over McCaffrey or Elliott, but who is or Jones? I mean,
Yeah, that's a good point.
you know what I mean. So that's not his fault. That's just the kind of way it panned out.
I had 2 elite defenses on my bench.
Willie had, your defenses went off, but other than that, I mean, yeah, like you said, Hopkins was a failure and Everett was a failure. To me, those are the two.
Those were the
even
2
though
failures.
Zay Jones only had 1.6, and
That was more expected than the. Well, I mean, Everett having 0 wasn't that big a deal either. So I don't know. I feel like I got lucky because I underperformed, but still got to win.
and the motto is just win.
Yeah.
So
And it's better to be lucky than good, especially in fantasy football.
you
All right, so you want to go to Jake's game,
Yeah.
the game where teams actually performed well.
this
First of all,
was
Jake. Just
dude.
congratulations on taking down the juggernaut.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank
It
you.
was big.
let's just
Yeah.
take a second to pause here and just like really appreciate like what Scott had as far as draft picks at the beginning of the year, the way his team performed all year. Like he didn't have, as far as my recollection goes, like a big bust with like any of his draft picks early on. He made some good, trades and pickups. I know everybody's going to scrutinize the Kelsey thing and all that, but like he stayed in it.
Yeah, I made it to
yeah.
the. I mean, he was 5.5 points away.
Yeah, it was. Their game was
from making
also
it.
very tight.
So for you to come in there and just take him down, and not even take him down, like Scott had a bad week. Like Scott put up over 130, which is high,
That's
Yeah.
wild.
and you're just like, oh, let me one up you. So I mean, I'm not trying to, take anything away from Scott, but like,
Oh, no,
it was
yeah.
just impressive because he still performed, and you just had that great of a week.
Yeah, it was like looking at. I mean, he went in. I had Zach Moss left, and he had Herbert and Eckler, and I want to say it was 25 points. I believe was the difference, give or take a couple points. And I was still nervous because those are 2 heavy hitters, Herbert and Eckler.
Well, Eckler played well. He had 21.9.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he played well.
21.9.
Just Herbert really.
He's the number one player, and I mean, non-quarterback. He's number one PPR running back.
Yeah.
And in my team, TJ Hawkinson 29.
Yeah, that was.
CeeDee Lamb 29, Dak 28. So my team came to play, and it was
Well, yeah, that's almost 90
not
points out of
enough.
3 players.
and it was almost not enough.
That's like
So,
a great outing right there with his players.
Yeah, it was me and Scott were sitting next to each other during the Monday night game, and it was just kind of funny because every time a play would happen, either one of us would be mad or be happy, no matter what team did something.
Yeah.
So it was rough. It was fun. It was fun getting together, but it was nerve-wracking.
Yeah, stressful.
It is very stressful.
Yeah. No, I agree. Obviously, Herbert was the X factor in this game.
This will be the
putting up
Herbert game.
I mean, let's see. His lowest outing, he had 8 against Denver week 6.
Oh, that's got to be his lowest.
He also had 8 last week against Tennessee. So, like, there's been a couple times this year. Now, 5.5 is the lowest, but like, there's been 2 other times this year he's put up duds, and a couple times where he's put up like 12. 3 times he put up 12. So, like,
Yeah, very hit or
Hey,
miss.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Especially against Indy. It's not like Indy has like a good defense or anything. Like that game was over for a long time. I think it was just like they were happy. They got in the red zone. They were happy to just run the ball all the time. Like that was the
Indy.
biggest thing. So also, Jake, that touchdown where Keenan Allen stepped out, that saved you as well. That probably would have put him over the edge because that would have been 4+ yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But he
and
probably,
I
he
like
probably
I said,
still got the touchdown though because Eckler had the touchdown, so he probably
I think
got the
he did,
touchdown.
but
he probably got the points anyway. No, it probably actually wouldn't have mattered because Eckler wouldn't have gotten those
and
points.
you guys know me, I'm high strung anyway. I'm not built for this shit. I'm not built to have games like that on the line.
You can forfeit next week if you want.
No, but it's just I don't know. Looking back, I didn't even think about that kind of stuff. I was like, I just won. That's all that matters. Now you guys are like telling me details like that
Oh, I
touchdown.
didn't
I'm
think
like,
it,
oh
I'm
my
just thinking about it now, you know.
I know, but I'm like, oh my gosh, it was that close. Or when Spelly, when they you needed a field goal and Herbert fumbled -2. That helped
Yeah.
us on that one. Helped helped me. You didn't get the field goal.
It worked out.
But
I mean,
that helped.
Yeah, he had no touchdowns, an interception, and a fumble.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And I was really nervous because no matter what the Chargers did on offense, Scott was going to get points, whether they threw it or ran it. Scott
You're
was
just
getting.
like, I hope they do an end around to somebody. That's like all you're praying for.
My
like
goal
a
was
weird
to not have
play.
the Chargers have the ball. Like that's when I was happiest, when they were on defense. But they'd get the ball back so fast with Indy playing the way they played.
Yeah, I mean, the story of your game is really like the Dak CD Lamb connection, and then Hawkinson just having a day.
Yeah,
which will be weird. Well, we'll talk about our matchup later, but
yeah,
well, you got Cousins throwing to Hawkinson.
Cousins throwing to him. So
yeah. All right, why don't we go with the two? I don't even know what the screen looks like for.
You want me to
me
go
and Adam played each other technically last week, so we can look at that real quick.
I'll try to bring up scores and things.
We can go to the matchup for me and Adam because that's
an actual.
I mean, the more Fathom story has got to be Tyler Higbee.
Yeah.
I mean, Fathom was out of it. I mean, it was over until Higbee played.
0 from Scantling. I mean, yeah, a lot of guys underperformed. Jared Goff was a good play. Give him that. Yeah, Higbee with 25. I mean, tight ends went off. Kind of wild.
He even played Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who put up zeros.
Yeah, I mean...
And Spelly, -4 from your defense, the Denver defense. That didn't do you any favors.
You know what? How could you not play Denver's D, though? I mean, like, they have been the best defense in the league all year. Baker's been there for a week and a half. And you're just like, all right, this sounds good. Like, the Rams are awful. Like, yeah, why would you not play them? I mean, it was just you made the right choice. It's just unbelievable that that performance got a head coach fired. Like, so don't feel bad. Like, it
sucks when you are better off just not playing anybody versus like, and yeah. I know I'm with you though. Like, what did they give up? 51 yards or 51 points?
51 points. 45 points allowed, 388 yards allowed. That's all their stats say. It doesn't say like sack, interception, fumble. Does nothing.
I don't know that they had I don't think they had a sack.
They didn't. That didn't do anything.
I wonder why it says 45 points allowed. Was there a defensive score in that game?
Yeah,
they had to have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I mean, and really, yes, my defense scoring negative, and then, dude, I had the #1 player in fantasy, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I would say that's the real reason that you didn't get out.
Yeah.
And I'm scrambling. I'm trying to pick up
anybody.
A quarterback to get 15 points. Like, if I could do that, I score over 100 most of the time, and like I'm good to go. And Tom Brady had a good matchup. I figured that he can at least do more than 11.
11.3, yeah.
I don't know. So anyway, and now like Hurts is probably not going to play again this week, so I'm on the quarterback carousel again, which is just nerve-wracking. But props to Adam. I will say, everybody wanted him to be Squid, and he was on the fast track to be Squid, and he's out. Like, that's the beauty of the Squid games. And even when we move next year, presumably to the bracket style in the Squid matchup, like he would have beat me, and he would have gotten out. So like he won the matchup. Good job, Adam.
Yep.
Crazy.
I don't know what the screen looks like for the other stuff.
So I can either bring up Morris got out. His team performed really well.
I mean, there was Maury finally did what his team should have done, right? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just looking quickly at his team, like, I mean, having Pat and Pacheco was good for him. Justin Jefferson has been unbelievable. He might have 2,000 yards receiving this year. So,
I mean, he's the number one wide receiver at this point now.
yeah, so he had 25. Joe Mixon 14. Yeah, I mean, he did plenty. You know, he had a good.
His studs did just like
He did
all
everything
his
they
studs
needed
were
to.
10 plus, and if you're doing that, and Jefferson going for 25, like you're
Yep.
gonna be good.
So then looking at Lang's team, who was also not far from getting out.
No, me, Adam, and Lang were all within
right there.
5 points of each other.
Justin Fields was a total bust, and we'll get to more of that analysis coming up. Pollard did. Oh, he only had 11. He's been blowing up lately, so that's a little surprising. Scary Terry 15. He's just super consistent, I think. Yeah, some more good tight end play. And hey, and he had the Bengals defense get 11. It's always nice to get double digits out of a. Yeah, really.
He played the wrong Bucks running back. Fournette had 20 and White had 13. Like if he's
You just can't. You don't know who's gonna have a good day and who's not. Like those are so difficult that, like when you're trying to pick between them, it's like you almost wish you only had one of them, so you just had to play the one, and now you're making the decision. It's like you don't know which one to play. But
and who did the Bucks play? They played Arizona, who has a fairly decent like run defense, I believe. So like playing the pass catching back isn't a horrible move.
no, not at all. And like as the season goes on, White gets more and more. You think he's just going to keep getting more, and then that's right when Fournette has 20 carries for 72 yards and 9 receptions for 90 yards. I mean, he scored 20 points without a touchdown.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which is wild. So. Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at his team in preparation for next week. But anyway.
Well, we can move to next week if you want.
Yeah, I mean, all I'll say is that having the Squid playoffs with 3 teams within 5 points of each other all trying to get out was amazing. And then, Jake taking down the Juggernaut, living up to the hype of scoring in the 130s, and then Willie and Rich going down to the wire was just amazing. So
yeah,
I hope
good week.
It was very close.
I hope we have great games next week, and by great I mean you guys are close and I blow out Lang. But other than that,
so all right, what game do you want to talk about first, the championship or the Squid Bowl?
Why don't we do the Squid Bowl first, and we'll spend a little more time on the championship.
Okay, so which team do you want to look at first? Because they're on different things here on Sleeper.
Let's look at Landon's first.
All right, let's go to Lang. So he has Justin Fields playing
Detroit.
The worst defense, like the most points allowed to quarterbacks this season. So that's not great for you, Blake. Sorry. So that could be a blow up for Justin Fields. Tony Pollard might not play. We'll have to see.
I did see a tweet before we logged on here that he did travel and he is going to warm up, but they don't know yet.
He's lucky
Tony.
it's on a Thursday. But even if he does play, he might have limited snaps. So you can always get re-injured. It's all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know.
Yep.
What does he have? He thigh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know, something with his leg. But also Tennessee is, which we'll get to in a little bit, but Tennessee seems like they're resting a lot of starters. So you wonder how much these starters are going to play for Dallas also. Like there's that. I don't think so.
I think it depends how big they get up by, because Dallas is playing for a playoff
Let's talk more about
spot.
that when we get to our game, Jake. But
Okay.
anyways, you could see him having limited snaps or whatever because they may not need to play him a ton. He's put Fournette in. I think that's the right call based on last week. Of course, that means that White will go off. McLaurin getting back to Wentz, I don't know how good that's going to be.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't even understand what they're doing.
I don't either. I don't.
He has like carried him into playoff contention, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's go with this guy who has.
Because they paid him, man. They like, we paid you a bunch of money. We better.
I mean, I'm not complaining for like
No.
this matchup here,
Yeah.
but like, dude, if I was a Commanders fan,
Yeah,
I'd be
I'd be
we're lucky to
pissed.
be Chiefs fans.
like,
let's
when
just
was
say.
the last time that Wentz played? Like, just to have a quarterback come back and they haven't played in a long time, and it's not like, you know, somebody who's good, even if it is a good player, but it's Carson Wentz. Like, that could be bad for McLaurin. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian Kirk, Houston's defense has just low key been great all year. So you wonder how much Kirk is going to do. But Jacksonville's been rolling on offense.
I mean, my worry is that he had like 4 points last week, so like he had it down like last week, and he's just gonna.
Sure.
They due for a big game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Fryermuth is good. That I could see
Yeah,
double digits out of
Houston's
that.
defense is third.
Yeah,
This
they're
is my
fantastic.
one thing. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but like if you go on the app, it says like the ranking against that position.
Oh.
But it
Yeah,
doesn't do it on
the
the
app is way better than the website.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get it.
Yeah.
We don't have to go into that.
J.K. Dobbins, meh. I don't love it. Bucker,
I think he's going to be okay. I think the Chiefs are going to smoke.
yeah, he might score a lot of points actually.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to smoke Denver. And then the Giants D against Indy, which you got to
Great
play.
Yeah, it's a good play.
Yeah, that was the number one waiver wire pick for
Yeah.
the defense.
So
Yup.
some things that could go really well for him, and a few other things that I think could blow up. Pretty typical of the Squid Bowl. So let's move to Blake's team. Or you guys want to say anything else about Land's team?
Nope.
And,
Look at
I mean, the only thing I'm going to say is,
You think it's going to come down to Hurts?
well, I mean,
We'll get to Blake's team, but
no, not for just Landon's team. I think it's going to come down to what does wide receivers do? Like
Yeah.
McLaurin and Kirk. Like if they can like score 10 to 15 and be solid, and everybody like
if they hit their projections, that's bad news for you.
if Landon's team hits the projections at 107, I think 107 wins the Squid Bowl. So
Yeah,
I'll just say
I
that.
feel like that's an aggressive projection, just listing a few of the things that we just listed. But also, like, you know, Justin Fields has had like 40-point games like it was his job, and they're playing Detroit, so
Yeah.
we'll
He
see.
does have 2 injury. He's been injured the past few
Yeah.
weeks. Fields has, and so like
He
like,
could
and
get
then-
hurt again. Yeah, that's for sure.
And then Pollard. So if his guys stay healthy, I like his chances. I hate to say it.
No, Smelly.
Yeah.
No.
All right, so let's move to your team.
All right.
You got Hurts in there.
He's not going to play.
That's what I'm assuming. So what are you
Yeah.
thinking? You have Brady, Purdy, Minshew.
I just looked. Why do you have so many on your bench?
Okay, I had Brady from last week, and he has a really good matchup with Carolina. But like,
But he had a good matchup last week. He just
You just got
sucks.
burned by him.
Right. So I pretty much just also I've been kind of stockpiling quarterbacks because Hurts has been questionable until I saw that just now. So I didn't want to give Lang somebody decent, right? So
Oh, Fields, you mean?
yeah, Fields has been questionable.
You said
he has
Hurts.
like a shoulder. Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I know what you meant.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so
he
I'm
had
not going to play Brady. Like it's between Minshew came in last week, had 22 points, and picked up really well from.
Well, yeah,
Hurts.
I mean, they played great against a Dallas defense that's been dominant.
And so I kind of wonder if it's like a little bit of a regression game. They, a whole, I don't know. And then Purdy has been averaging like 15,
Yeah.
14, 21, 16, 15. And he has a really good matchup against Las Vegas. I think they roll.
But they're
Las
just going
Vegas.
to, yeah, it's like, are they just going to run the ball or what are they going to do? You know?
I think McCaffrey will have enough work with passing. I don't know. I don't know. So like I said, I'm on the quarterback carousel. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to look out to see what you do.
50-second warning.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's.
Pardon the interruption to our viewers, but we'll be. Why don't we pause there? Let's just
Yep.
do it.
Yeah, let's get back to it.
Okay.
See you in a second.
Yep. We are back. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. It was very short for our viewers, though, not for us.
Love it. Maybe next year, once our subscriber count is in the double digits, we'll pay for Zoom Premium and not have to do that. But anyway,
figure out a different platform to use.
Yeah.
So, all right, that was
quarterback's going to kill me. Running backs are just solid. I love my two wide receivers and the matchups they have. I picked up Kmet because I didn't trust Taysom Hill going up against Philly. I switched out Brandon Cooks with Hubbard because Hubbard has a tough matchup. And then I'm not playing that freaking McLaughlin again. So Myers, he's the number 4 kicker. I think. Did one of you have him?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I've had a lot of kickers over the.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm comfortable with him, and then I'm playing Washington against Cleveland too. I think they'll probably get around the 8-point range. I kind of did some research, and that's like average for what Cleveland has been giving up and what Commanders have been.
Deshaun has not been good. They're just a bad football team, and didn't they get eliminated last week?
Who? The Browns.
The Browns. They don't have anything to play for. Is kind of my point.
Yeah.
There.
So I mean, it doesn't. Like if Purdy or Minshew, they're probably going to both be projected about 15. If I could get 15 out of them,
yeah, you're happy.
I'm still projected to lose to Lang. Yeah, that would probably put me in. I'm predicted 109, so that would probably put me down to like around 101 or something.
I have you projected to win 109 to 107.
Well, yeah, but that's
what hurts. And so go from 23 down to 15. I mean, that's a 8-point swing. So it puts me about 101.
But I mean, you have James Conner, who he could do. Atlanta has a bad run defense, from what I remember. Walker, that's a tough matchup for him. But if it's one of those things, like if they
he'll get his carries.
Yeah, they're just going to give him the ball. They don't.
I would just like a touchdown out of Walker. Like he had a touchdown in week 5 through 10, 12. I mean, he had so many touchdowns in that span that he hasn't scored a touchdown since week 12. So like
he's due
a ton.
Yeah. St. Brown versus Chicago. Chicago sucks. That could be a fun game to watch, really. Komet's a good pickup because like they got to throw the ball, right? I mean, they got to.
Okay, so I did commit because if Hurts is throwing, or excuse me, I can't get my people straight. If Fields is throwing, it could cancel out a little bit. And Komet led that team in targets and receptions last week. And I figured against a Detroit team where they're going to be airing it out.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
Like, who else did they have to throw the ball to in Chicago? I mean, I don't.
Mooney. That's about it.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I mean, it's really just Fields running the ball that you need to worry about. But with him being kind of hurt for the last couple weeks or whatever, and they're eliminated, I don't know how much they want him running the ball.
And when I did see that Chase Claypool didn't practice today, he's dealing with a knee issue. So, like, their other receivers are the St. Brown, like Amon's brother.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I don't even know if you can pull this up, Willie. Go click on Komet and then go over to the right-hand side where it's like his teammates, What the heck is – go to wide receiver 2. What is his brother's name?
Equanimous. Dude.
I think it's Equanimous.
Equanimous.
Yeah, Equanimous.
Oh, there we go.
Name of the year, dude. Okay, sorry.
It sounds like a Key and Peele skit a little bit.
Smelly couldn't even try it. I butchered it. And Willie's like, I think it's this.
I think I've just heard him say it before.
Oh,
Yeah.
Equanimous. Equanimous?
Yeah.
Equanimous. Yeah.
Equanimous. Anyways,
sorry,
okay.
I'm more enthralled with that than anything else. So it'll be close, and we'll see what ends up happening. But I think it'll be close.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. It's basically who doesn't have guys bust for you guys.
Okay, who do you guys? Okay, unbiased opinion. Not that we're not all best of friends on the Gamer Miles podcast or anything, but be for real. Like, is it too much of an uphill battle for Hurts out and everything? But like, what's your prediction for?
Are we doing it with Hurts out?
Yeah, I don't
Hurts
think
is not going to play.
Okay.
He's not going to play.
Oh, that's a tough one. You guys both are
Bad.
well. I mean, you're not bad. You just, I mean, like obviously your best player is not playing. I think you have the upper hand when it comes to running backs. I will say that. I do think Landon has the upper hand when it comes to
nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I'm gonna take Spelly.
Dude,
Yeah,
I think
I'm
on
looking at
paper.
Go ahead.
I think, yeah. I mean, my running backs are
Yeah.
higher floors,
Mm-hmm.
and St. Brown and Cooper
Mm-hmm.
over McLaurin.
Yeah, I'm taking Spelly over Landon in this one.
I'm gonna take Blake.
Yeah.
Even with the backup quarterback, that's the only thing that is worrisome. But I also think they might not have Fields run very much because they're going to be worried about that. So I think that could limit his stuff. And I don't think Pollard is going to play. Or if he does play, it's going to be a dud because Tennessee is playing their backups and
Zeke
they may not need it,
eat.
or if Zeke might not play much either.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right. Pollard, it might be on maybe just
so he would need
down.
another running back. He could move J.K. Dobbins up there and then play somebody else in his flex. So I think it's just.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're gonna get it. I think you're gonna do it.
And I don't like his receivers at all.
Mm-mm.
So.
All right, the pick of death, Landon. You've officially won.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Well, it's yeah.
Let's move into the game that actually means something. So, I mean, not that Squid doesn't, but let's go to you guys.
Well, which team do you want to talk about, or do you want to go position by position?
Let's just go position by position.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I like that.
I just go head to head.
So Cousins versus Green Bay, and then Dak against Tennessee's backups.
I'm not going to give a check mark to either of us. I think Willie and I should stay out of it. We'll let Spelly
I like Dak better. I mean, Dak's he's been the better quarterback all season. The only thing I worry about, I know, but when he plays.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, I'm looking something up because this is going to come into play with the Squid Bowl, but then definitely you guys. So Dallas has what do the X's mean? Gosh dang it.
Yeah. So are you getting
at they clinched a playoff berth, so like they have stuff to fight for, seeding.
But I could also see them
getting up.
So I don't think because it's a NFC AFC matchup, I don't think that it has a big bearing on their seeding.
Well,
it was this
you're
thing
right,
that I was reading.
Well, actually, this is what it is. Technically, mathematically speaking, they're 2 games behind Philadelphia
with 2 to go.
The division with 2 to go. So they could win the division because I do believe they have the tiebreaker over Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
So
they already played them twice.
They had to because Philadelphia would have clinched the division already.
Fair enough.
Right, with 2 games to go.
Yeah.
So, is that going to happen? Probably not. And then they have 11 wins, and then the Giants are the next team down with 8 wins. So they've essentially already clinched the 5 seed. The top non-division
card.
seed.
Yeah.
So
That's what I mean.
unless a miracle happens, you're right.
So I could see them not like that could be a game where they're up and they're just going to run the ball in the
Now
second
they do
half.
play. The benefit of you guys is
They do play on
they
Thursday.
play on Thursday.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee that, especially with Hurts out, there's no guarantee. I mean, they're still going to be. I think they're going to be playing like
to win.
the division's on the line. Why
I do
wouldn't you?
too.
Sure. Especially with Hurts injured. They don't know what's going to
Yeah.
happen. So
100%. So I like Dak in this one. The only thing that worries me is it's on Thursday, but I think they roll Tennessee and Cousins against Green Bay, at Green Bay, cold game, not in a dome. Divisional game is always close, but I still think Cousins does well. It's just I would give the nod to Dak
I
they have
agree.
here by 3 points.
I'm hoping, again, if he got close to his projection, I'd be plenty happy with it. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's how I view my fantasy. Is I was like, just get your projections, and we'll call it good. Willie, I'll let you do the honors for the next one for the running back RB1s.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Derrick Henry's not going to play.
Let's get inside the mind of Luke Williams.
Yeah, we'll let you vent. You go ahead.
You don't have to. Okay, you can vent about Derrick Henry first, but then you don't have to get too into it about like what you're going to do. But like, given you have Haskins in there now, so just tell us your thoughts on Haskins. That's it.
I've never heard of him. I think he got 2 carries last week. I don't know
never
anything
heard of
about him, man. But also, like, they have a backup. They have what's his name? Malik Willis at quarterback. Like, they're not going to let him just throw the ball around. He sucks. So they got to run the ball
Titans.
with somebody. And he was like the only other active running back on their roster for like ever since Hilliard got hurt. So, and he's a pass catching guy was what I read. So I'm hoping get a bunch of catches, I guess. I don't know. So, yeah, big bummer they're resting Henry. It's, we have our championship in week 17 because you're trying to avoid teams resting players. And then here we are.
Week 18.
They're resting their players this week so that next week they can.
Yeah, it's backwards.
Yeah, it's
so they can play week 18.
order.
Because
Yeah.
they're playing the Jags for the
So that's really
division.
weird. So,
Dude, which is crazy because like they're out of the playoff hunt right now. Like Tennessee is like,
but this
they're
game
just
doesn't matter.
they're playing week 18 because
it's an
week 18
but they
does
have
matter.
to win the division. They don't have a chance at a wild.
So
Yes.
they had the same record as the Jags. So even if they lose this week and the Jags win, if they go and beat them, they have the tiebreaker. and
Correct.
Win it.
Correct.
Wow.
Yes. That's why they're
So
that's why they're resting
their
everyone.
players. And they actually referenced that this had happened. This has happened a few years ago. They rested him against like the Saints or somebody. They rested Derrick Henry and a few other starters so that the following week it was the same scenario.
Dude, what a wild situation that just
I
bites
know.
Willie in the butt. Oh my gosh.
There's nothing you can do. I mean, what do I do? So I picked him up. If you go down to my bench, I also picked up
Malik Davis.
Yeah, Malik Davis. That's if word comes out tomorrow night that Dallas is also not going to play their starters or something like that, he would be the starting running back for Dallas, which I would like better than the starting running back for Tennessee. And then I honestly don't know. I have Patterson who is playing against
Zeke
Arizona.
gonna play?
Zeke's playing.
Is he? I know that they don't have really anything to. Well, we said they do have something to play.
Yeah, but
Yeah, they're-
I just
no,
had
yeah.
read like, hey,
They're
go pick this
playing.
guy up because Pollard's not going to play, and I don't know if what they're going to do. So, then I don't know. Like Cook for Buffalo had 17 last week and 10 the week before. That's a Monday night game. That's going to be important. Like they have a lot to play for, and he's a rookie running back that they drafted to be the guy, and he's been slowly coming on. So maybe I go with him. Patterson, I don't know. It's just a bunch of guys in timeshares that I don't like. So, and then Latavius Murray is up here right now, which I also don't feel great about.
He did okay last week.
He had 6 points.
I think he's.
Oh, I thought he had more. I thought he had more than 6.
No.
I apologize.
2 weeks
I thought
ago he
had
had 20.
As
maybe
much as
that's
we
what I was
complain about
thinking
the
of.
Chiefs, like they actually have a fairly decent run defense. So I think he's kind of touchdown dependent. But,
Yeah, I mean, that's all he's ever been, and that team doesn't really score
Right.
touchdowns, so it's it's tough. So the running
Okay.
backs go to Jake by a mile. I thought we were pretty even until the Henry.
We were pretty even.
Because I had
until-
the superstar, and you had two like really good guys. Just because of the Carr stuff and Jacobs playing San Francisco, I think that's going to be a tough go.
Yeah, I do think he's going to get a lot of volume. It's just a matter of if he does anything with it, Jacobs.
Well, and they're eliminated. Then they just fired their coach.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what they're going to.
Oh, who were they playing instead of Carr?
Or they
I forgot.
they didn't fire the coach.
Stidham, or something, I think is his name.
Jared Stidham. Right.
Yes. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
benched Carr, so I don't know what they're going to do.
If I will say, I don't think that it's going to be easy, but if you're going to start, if you're going to have a quarterback that's his very first start in the NFL, you got to establish the run game to help him out. So the volume will be there,
but San Francisco has the best rush defense in the league.
Yeah.
So it's just catching a bad break. With that,
the wide receiver ones, CeeDee Lamb, Keenan Allen. I think that's bang, bang, bang. I think those are two. I think they'll be pretty similar.
My only worry with that is Tennessee is sitting all their guys, so Lamb has a chance to go off, and Allen does too. But I don't know if Jalen Ramsey shadows anybody.
He'll probably be shadow. I think he only plays on. Doesn't he only play like on the left side or something?
Maybe
Jalen Ramsey.
And so I think that the Rams secondary is halfway decent, but like he'll get his, as we saw in the Monday night game.
He's going to get plenty of targets, I'm sure. Lamb, I'll say I could see a situation where if Tennessee's playing backups, like I know you guys are saying Lamb and Dak are going to go off, but like I think it could mean the opposite. I think that Dallas could go up and they don't feel like they have to. They want to sit those guys in the second half or just run the ball and just kind of let that happen, so that they can worry about next week or something or get ready for the playoffs or whatever.
I think that brings up a great point. I think the first quarter in that game is going to be the most important quarter, and I think that Dallas does go up big, but does it go to Lamb? Does Michael Gallup have a long touchdown?
Or Schultz?
Does Schultz have a red zone target? Like if they do go up big and Lamb isn't the guy, like it could just be.
That's a good point.
Show.
Yeah, it's like then Dak could go off, but Lamb wouldn't have much, and then they don't need to throw the ball much anymore.
So, or do they just ground and pound the whole time and Zeke? Anyway.
Yeah.
I hope it's a shootout. All right.
I don't think it's going to be because.
No, I know, but I don't
think it's possible.
A guy can dream. DK Metcalf versus Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase is going to win that matchup.
Yeah,
DK's good. He's good for 10, 12, 14, but
Higgins, I feel like, has been like the better receiver.
I think that's a push.
But Jamar Chase he's like has that potential of like doing what CeeDee Lamb did last week of like going off for like 30.
Yeah, and of course it's Monday, so we have to wait till Monday to see what.
Well, I might be out of it by then.
True.
I think that's a push, in my opinion. I think they both have bad matchups. Chase going against Buffalo and DK against the Jets.
I think Chase against Buffalo is a better matchup than DK against the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, just an opinion, but I don't think it's. I think if Willie's down within 15, there's a good shot that he wins it, but I don't know.
We'll just have to see when we get there. But tight ends,
Hawkinson and Schultz.
I'll give that to Hawkinson after last week, dude. Jesus.
Yeah.
I just can't see him doing that again. I hate to say it, but like.
Nope. Oh no,
Schultz,
I'm with you.
Schultz, like I said, it's going to come down to that first quarter. Like, does he get a touchdown? So
he gets a lot of red zone targets. So that, that's the thing is like.
I think it's kind of a push. I bet they both score within the 7 to 11 range.
Yeah,
like,
I could see that.
I don't know. I just can't imagine it being. I can't imagine seeing one of them go off. I could be wrong, but Willie definitely has the advantage in the flex with Hopkins.
I will say, if I'm not playing Hopkins, if Colt McCoy doesn't come out of concussion protocol.
I just looked. Colt McCoy will start in week 17.
All right, then I'm keeping him in there.
He will start against the Falcons. The Bender quarterback missed Christmas Day, blah, blah, blah. So
That's a massive upgrade for Hopkins. So I like that a lot more now that you said that. So yeah, I would agree.
Moss against the Giants. I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of looking at Jake's bench, like
Yeah, I got a
Samuel
couple.
and Charker down there. Like, I don't know. I like running backs that get automatic touches
Mhm.
versus up in the air targets from a wide receiver, but that may not be his final position. But we'll assume it is for now, and it's a huge nod to Willie on the offense
Mhm.
play. Kickers, I think a wash.
Yeah.
I mean, defenses. I would say Jacksonville has a huge upgrade, but with New England being the number one defense and then Tua potentially not playing.
I don't think he is. I think
No,
he's
they're
officially-
playing. Who is it? Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh yeah,
I think it's a
bit.
bit of an upgrade, to be honest with you, the way Tua's played the last couple weeks.
Oh, Willie.
Yeah.
Is that a hot
So-
take? They've sucked.
The shot at Tua.
So I'm gonna give them a wash, like Jacksonville against like an awful Houston team.
Yeah.
I
versus
bet
the
there's
number
somewhere
one
in the
defense.
we're both going to be in like the 5 to 7 range or something like
Yeah.
that with those. It's not going to be a big deal.
So Willie's running backs are suspect and Jake's flex is suspect. So like we'll just kind of see who prevails. I mean, it's just a crapshoot, and obviously. But
Yeah, I mean,
think-
I was like ready to pick myself on the podcast, and then that news came out like 2 hours ago, and I was like, not anymore.
Pick
man.
myself.
I do want to give a shout out to Jake, both you and I, the 5 and 6 seed, the wild card teams,
Hmm.
just duking it out for 3 weeks to get to this point.
Right through the gauntlet.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you guys.
Thanks.
we had it. We got to.
Yeah, it's fun.
You took.
It's gonna be a
down
fun
Scott.
championship, especially with me and Willie. The amount of words that are probably gonna be spoken during Sunday will be incredible.
Yeah, I did see Tyler Lockett is, I think, going to play. Oh, I did want to bring this up. Jake, are you upset that you can't play Jahan Dotson in your flex?
Well,
Because we both
no, I
waiver
saw we
claim
both put
for
him in. I didn't know what I was gonna do with him. I was gonna pretty much have him, so you didn't get him. Although I knew you had priority over me.
Yeah,
That was one of those pickups. Just pick him up and kind of figure out what to do with him. I wasn't like gunning for him, like gonna start
Sure.
him.
I was just
um,
curious.
Yeah, no, I saw this morning that you did it.
That was a
and,
desperation. If McSorley was going to start and I wasn't going to play Hopkins, and then if Lockett was still hurt, then I needed another flex person, and I didn't really love the running backs that I had, so that's why I was.
Yeah, hell, it was last game of the year. Pick up whoever.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. Actually, I need to just go ahead and drop Derrick Henry and pick up somebody else. So
There you go.
why not? Who cares? No keepers.
That's right.
All right, before we go, I want your guys' picks I mean, obviously. you
For the
can pick yourself.
championship?
Yeah, and I know it's kind of maybe silly to do it like that. I'll give you my pick after you guys go. And then I want to know, along with your pick, what are your plans for the games on Sunday or maybe Monday? Will you be watching? Or are you going to go to the spa and just relax and not watch it all? Like, what are you guys going to be doing?
I'll say I'm gonna pick myself, and then what I'm gonna if so on Monday, if I'm up by, or I don't even know if it's like within range, I won't be watching. I've done this in the past, even like Squid Bowl when I was in Squid Bowl and whatnot. I will go do something and not, and try to take my mind off it, and then look maybe 2 hours into the game or when it's over. It does not help that Sleeper app throws updates at you, which I like because those are good updates.
Turn them off.
But I like it when they score. But when you're not getting any updates, you're going, what's my player doing?
Yeah.
So if it's close on Monday, Willie's, especially with Jamar Chase going,
What about
I
Sunday?
have a kicker. Sunday I'll be watching
All right.
a little bit. I'll be watching. Will I be glued? I don't know. But I'll definitely be watching.
Okay.
but not on Monday.
All right, Willie. What about you? You taking yourself?
No, I'm taking Jake.
Okay.
Just because of Derrick Henry. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
I thought that Henry was going to come out and have, around 20, and now I'm hoping I get that from my running backs combined. So I think that's going to be the difference. I still don't trust Kirk Cousins a ton. I don't think Green Bay's defense is that bad. I mean, my running backs are just a disaster. My receivers could do, they could all have big games. I have big time receivers. So that could be the difference. It could be a weird game where my defense does really well or my kicker does really well or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I have to take
You
Jake.
watching?
I'll probably watch, but I'm gonna try to not what time is it? The Chiefs play at noon. 3.
Yeah, they're noon. I'm definitely gonna watch the Chiefs game.
Yeah,
well, I don't know.
I'll
You
watch
got
the
Murray
Chiefs
going.
game.
I don't know. Damn.
And yeah,
All right,
well,
so
I
you
don't know
guys
if
are-
I'll play
you
it.
guys are-
Me and Willie are just Willie. Let's just go to the bar and we'll go somewhere with no TVs and we'll just start having a couple beers.
What bar are you going to?
I don't know. We'll go somewhere.
Isn't Sunday New Year's Day? Nowhere would even be open.
Oh, that's true. Shoot. Looks like
So-
I don't know. We'll do a puzzle or something. We'll do a puzzle. Yeah. We'll figure out something.
Yeah,
to do.
I'm gonna try to put my phone away. So
All right.
I don't know.
You guys have good championship mindsets. You'll be around and aware, but not glued and stressed out. So
It's not because I don't want to
knowing you
know.
two,
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be
we're
stressed
so-
out. I just won't.
We're so anyway, so I don't. My heart doesn't need to explode.
I might do
Sunday.
something I'll probably watch the Chiefs game. I'm trying to look. I need to look at how many got a few 325 matchups for us.
Yeah, I got
3
a
o'clock slate.
305.
So after the
305.
Chiefs game, it might be I'm gonna go to the gym or go for a run, depending on how cold it is or something like that, to take up a couple hours or something.
All right, Spelly, let's get your pick.
Let's hear it.
your back-to-back squid will not be glued to the TV. I'm going to be watching the Chiefs game. I'm gonna be my mother-in-law's birthday is this week, so they're coming over on that day, and so we'll be watching football, but there'll be stuff going on, so that'll be a good distraction. And I'll just be preparing for my beer mile. I'm taking Landon. I just think that I don't think I can overcome Hurts. He carried me so much this year.
Yeah.
And it's just such a huge loss when you're already a very mediocre / bad team, and then you lose the number one player in fantasy. And I don't think I can overcome it. So I do think that it will be good for me. I'm going to take this as an opportunity to get in really good shape and run an 8-minute beer mile. So
Ooh. Oh, also, me and Willie, we might have to come over to your mother-in-law's birthday party, so all three of us are distracted.
now I will say, I think the squid will be decided on Sunday. I looked at as long as all the
Monday Night
people.
Football.
Yeah, there's no Monday night games, but I will throw out there another Monday night watch party if the games are close and Jamar Chase is playing. That
Oh my God!
Yeah, you also have their kicker, I believe, Jake.
Yeah, I got
Bill's
Tyler
kicker.
Bass
Yeah.
going.
See, so boys, if you are still listening to this point, let's tentatively maybe plan on something going on next Monday night again. Maybe we'll go to Scott's clubhouse or something this time, or we can go back to Willie's or whatever. It doesn't matter. But I think it would be fun to crown the champion in person and
Yeah.
just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
If your guys' hearts can take it. But anyway, we'll see.
So which team are you
Yeah.
picking?
Who you
gotta
picking
tell
for
us who you're
champion?
taking for champion.
Oh. I'm picking. I do agree with Willie in that the Derrick Henry thing is going to just
Yep.
be too much. I'm excited for odds to come out. I still think Willie might be favored in the odds. And so if you guys are betting this week and Jake has any points with him, I would take Jake in the points on the bet. But I don't know. The only thing that is in Willie's favor is his wide receivers could all go off for 20 points apiece.
They're going to have to.
And Jake's, CD and Dak could not. So we'll see. But I will take Jake as of today.
Pick of death.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. I'm sure that I'll be curious to see what Grant comes out with as well. So we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Speaking of Grant, I know he's trying to get some interviews done tonight, so we'll wrap this up. And I wish both of you the best of luck.
Yes, you too.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And just remember to all our viewers out there and all members of the league that this is just a game. I know everybody else besides us on Landon are out, but life will move on. But it's been really fun, and we look forward to it.
Hey, worst case scenario is I made money this season because I didn't pay to be in the league.
True.
Love it. All right. Well, this is Game of Miles signing off, and best of luck to all the contestants.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
See you guys later.